Hi, welcome to Magic Submitter's 2.0 campaign training. We got a lot of features jam-packed for you, but what we want to do is give you a step-by-step exactly what you need to do to be very successful with Magic Submitter's amazing 2.0 features. Now, first we want to do in this video is give you a quick overview of the campaign feature. I mean, the questions like what's a node, how do you connect them, what does each field represent? I want to go through very quickly, step-by-step, everything for you. And then what we want to do is we want to really take the first step, once you understand how to use the features, and we'll create a video that you actually learn how to create your accounts. What do the accounts look like? How do you create them? What do you start with? And then step 2 is the video we want to actually explain how to create 100% spun content. It's real important. Everything you do in marketing is about the setup. And when you set it up well, everything falls really nicely into place. So you can run into a lot of issues if you create your accounts and then you go to set up a campaign and you don't have your content already ready. So I'm going to take you step by step in this training video and teach you exactly within just a few minutes how to create 100% spun content. So all you have to do is literally 2 clicks to add it to all your campaigns. And the last thing you want to do is actually a live setup. I'm not going to just show you how to create the accounts and show you how to create content and explain, but I want to take you step by step through everything you need to know to actually learn how to do it, so you can just watch me do it and we'll set up a campaign feature for you. So let's jump in and do a campaign feature overview, show you what exactly these fantastic features can do for you. So I've just opened up Magic Submitter, and from left to right I just want to share with you that the profile actions, this is how you create your profiles right here, and these are the new 2.0 features. So you can see here that we can create a new campaign just by clicking on this button. And so the first thing that pops up is a money site. And the money site is simply the site that you want to rank at the top of Google. So what I'm going to do is open this. I want you to also notice that it's lined by a dotted line right now because it's not set up. Once it's actually set up, this dotted line will go solid. So step 1 is we want to take a look in here, and let me go through them with you real quick. First of all, campaign name. And normally I name the campaign with the client and the actual keyword. So let's say we're going to do client 1 and then keyword 1. And then the money site URL, now this is the URL that you want to rank at the top of Google. So you might have multiple campaigns. You've got client 1, keyword 1, that's campaign 1, then you've got client 1, keyword 2, that's campaign 2. Or you might want to just say, look, for this one keyword, I'm actually going to go after multiple links. So let's say you've got a video link and you've got an article link. So your first link might be, because you can see it's spinnable here, so you can spin it. So you're going to use spin syntax, and so you can just use http www.site1.com/blog, and then we're going to put a pipe in between. And then the next one might be your YouTube video. So we're going to http youtube.com/video1, and then we're going to end that. So what's going to happen is every time Magic Submitter submits and uses your money site URL, it's going to alternate between these two, or if you've got 3 or 4, it will alternate between them, or you can just have one, completely up to you. But if you're going after multiple keywords, let's say with a podcast, video, article, you're doing a lot of different things with that one keyword, then this is a great way to do it. Now your keyword which is spinnable, are your tags. So another word for keywords right here is just tags. So you can also say your main keyword is going to be and let's just say keyword 1, and then your anchor text is also going to be keyword 1 as well. So again, tags, you might be keyword 1, you might want to put your other keyword in here, keyword 2, or 3. Again, just tags, just like we tag stuff all the time. But this is really important, the anchor text, which is spinnable. So what's going to happen is that if you actually submit to site 1 and you use keyword 1 and you made this keyword and you put 2 keywords in here, keyword 2, then what it would do is it would send keyword 1 to site 1, then it would send keyword 2 to site 1, then it would send the YouTube, it would use keyword 1 and keyword 2. Now the reason I personally don't like to spin my anchor text is even though it's fantastic to be more random and a lot of people have different strategies, is I'm a very focused, I like being like a laser beam. So I always use just one keyword because I want to make sure that that keyword, because there's on-page and off-page optimization. Obviously, if I want to rank some at the top of Google, it's got to have good on-page optimization, and I want to make sure that the anchor text linking to that is also good on-page optimization or off-page optimization as well. So, but it would be very, very common to be able to do, let's say keyword 1, let's say would be dentist, and then keyword 2 would be dentist office. So, those are both keywords, they're very similar, and if you're backlink to them, you still got the word dentist in it. So dentist office, dentist are the same thing. So that's kind of the reasons you would actually spin the anchor text. So what I'm going to do is just leave this here, and then you got your campaign description, which is simply notes for yourself. Just for you to go back and remember if you create a lot of campaigns. What was this campaign about? Why was it special? What were you trying to accomplish? Now down here is very, very important, because what it's going to say is when you want the campaign to start. Tomorrow, the next day, when is it? And so you might want to put Thursday starting at 12 a.m., 12:33 a.m. And Magic Submitter runs on a 24-hour time clock. So what happens is that if you actually started at 11 p.m., from 11 p.m. to 12 midnight is a whole day. So that's important because you want to tell Magic Submitter how many days do you want to submit this content over. And if you've got a pretty big campaign and you say one day and you start at 11 p.m., then Magic Submitter only has 1 hour to do everything. And that doesn't look very natural. So what you're going to make sure that you do is you want to start, give it at least 12 hours in the day, so that Magic Submitter counts that day. It's got at least 12 hours to do all the functions that it needs to in that one day. But the key to doing this is the naturalness of it. Now, the fantastic thing about Magic Submitter is simply it looks natural. And we're seeing rankings that haven't had any movement for a while. We're just kind of throwing backlink after backlink to it. All of a sudden start to move because somewhere in Google's algorithm, it's picking up what Magic Submitter is doing naturally, as opposed to just throwing 50 backlinks, 100 backlinks, 500 backlinks. It's something in a day, 2 days, 5 days at a time. And I'll go into a little bit more detail on that. But so what you should do, and what we've had a lot of success with, is at least do a 5-day submission. So if you got a pretty decent campaign, a decent campaign, I'll show you in just a minute, is that what happens is for every layer Magic Submitter submits, it will take 5 days for the first layer, 5 days for the second layer, 5 days for the third layer. So if you build 3 layers in your campaign structure, it'll take a full 15 days to complete it all, which is a great natural kind of organic way to be able to backlink over a 15-day period. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this at 5, and then I'm just going to click save. And when I do, notice the dotted line goes to a solid line, and then I'm ready to build my campaigns. So now over to the left, let me just go over each one of these. These are what we call nodes, and each node is a type of marketing. So you have article marketing directories, the eZine articles of the world. You've got the bookmarking services, the Lego and Delicious, and just pretty much there's about 100 different bookmarks in this node. And a node is simply in a specific mini campaign in your campaign. So if I was to create a node for article directories, I would grab it and just drag it over here. And then if I wanted to bookmark my money site, I would drag it over here. And then if I wanted to backlink from blogs, which are all kinds of fantastic blogs like Hub Pages and all wonderful high authority, high page ranking sites. And then as I go down here, if I want to create an RSS, I can just drag that over here, and I can actually zoom out so we can get a little bit better picture here. And then if I want to submit videos and backlink those videos to my site, I would just drag it. Again, these are all nodes, and we use the word node is just kind of a mini campaign within the campaign. So now let me just go through each one of these PR press release sites. Now press release, this is a real important point. Press release sites and RSS sites are the only ones you should never backlink. Meaning, or not, you should never backlink, is they won't give the links out in here. So you can backlink them, no problem. You can backlink a press release site, but the point of it is that it is the last one. So you will never bookmark. You would never bookmark an RSS feed. So if you were going to attach this to this one, then you would never do that. So you want to make sure that the RSS is the last node in the entire process. So let's go down here, give you a little more. You've got WordPress blogs, which is a whole, you can actually, there's these fantastic scripts that just, there are thousands of great article directories out there, and they're created from WordPress blogs. And so you've got that. You've also got Expression Engine, which is form marketing. And Expression Engine is, there's over 800 different forms that you can do form marketing on. So you've also got an article dashboard, which is another article directory as well. You've got microblogs, which are more like Twitter type blogs. They're very short. And you've also got status, which is more social media 2.0 sites. You've got PDF sharing sites, which are just fantastic sites, huge authority in these. And then you've got .edu sites and ELGG blogs, which is just another type of blogging platform. So you've got all these different natural, very diverse type of ways to backlink your sites. So step one we want to do is, now that you understand what these are and what a node is, we just want to simply backlink our money site. And so if you double click on blogs, what you're simply going to do, and I won't fill this out right now because I'll do this in the training, which is setting up 100% spun content. What this simply is, when you double click, you want to just fill each one of these out with spun content. But what's more important than that is I want to explain to you what this dynamic link is. Now the dynamic link, what it does is it pulls from the node in front of it. Magic Submitter has an entire link manager, so that every time you submit something, Magic Submitter will go in. If it's instantly approved, it will grab that link and download it into the link manager. And what Magic Submitter does incredibly well is it organizes all of this, so you don't have to even think about it. So what's going to happen is, see this where it says pound link pound and pound anchor pound? What it's going to do is, if you leave it like that, it will fill in the link from the node in front of it. So if we connect this blog to our money site by simply dragging, you see I'm just going to left mouse click, drag it over and attach it, then it will replace this link with this link, and it will alternate because I've spun it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So same thing with the keyword. So you see the keyword, you see the anchor here? Well, it will take that keyword or that anchor text and it will grab it from the node in front of it, which we put in keyword 1 here. We put in anchor text. So in the anchor text it was keyword 1. Now I also want you to notice that when we created this, see where it said post keywords or tags? It automatically grabbed from my money site. And it automatically, see, it took that right away. So if I drag this, and I do these article directories, and I drag this up here as well. Let me try that one more time. There we go. And I double click on it. You can see here it automatically grabbed keyword 1, and it's got the same dynamic link. Now this is really important. With blogs, articles, and some other type of backlinking strategies, you can use more than one link. So what you can do is, with blogs, you can actually use up to 2. So you've got copy. So you can actually do 2 links. And what it's going to do, it's going to grab 2 links and 2 different anchor text. Or you could make 1. So again, if this is spun, it's going to be great, because if you spun it with 3 or 4 different links, then 2 of the 3 or 4 are actually going to end up here. Now what I like to do is I like to put my second link as a static link. So I'll just put it in here as HTTP, my main site that I want to link to. And then I will put my keyword that I want in there. So now this is going to be a double, just so you know, on the first level, because, and I'll get to just a second. So just kind of stay with me here. Just know that when I'm talking generally speaking, you don't want to just send one link with an article if you get 2 or if you get 3. So let me just go through that real quick with you. So on blogs you get 3, on article directories you get 2. You only get 1 on bookmarking services. So let me just go through on the left hand side and kind of point them out. Article directories 2, because most of them use a resource box. Bookmarks, you only get 1 link. Blogs, you're going to get 3. RSS, you're going to get 1. Video, you can put 2 or even 3 if you want to, and most of them, but no more than 2. Press release sites, not really applicable. WordPress blogs, you get 3. Expression engine, you get 1. And this is actually picking up from some of my personal stuff. So article dashboard, you get 2 with that. Microblogs, you get 1. Status updates, you get 1 as well. So just kind of an overview on that. So what you want to do is, on each one of these, you can see it grabbed a link. You only get 1 here, and then it's going to grab from the node in front of it. So if we grab, we're just going to link all these together real quick. Let's see here. There we go. It's got to light up. And I didn't actually land it. There we go. Now, if you just click this right here, it's going to organize them super well. So you see that? So what's going to happen is over a how many day period? Over a 5-day period, Magic Submitter will send out blogs and put those links back to my money site, article directories. It'll bookmark it and create an RSS out of it. So this is what we were going to call layer 1, which is done in the first 5 days. Now the next layer is you want to backlink your backlinks, and when you do that, this is why that's important, is because there are I'd say thousands, millions of links that get created every single day, and Google's algorithm can't pick them all up. And even Magic Submitter, as good as it is, it will automatically ping every link that you create. You still want to backlink your backlinks. So what you want to do with your blog is you may want, let's say, and let's take a look here. You've got, what is this, like 100? Let me also add another note here, and I'll get into this more when it comes to creating the article, but let me just make this note. You can see here on the right hand side, these are all the services for the that you can use, and you can see here down here are profiles. This is an extra layer of randomization, and so what's happening is if I click the BRY profile, then it's going to show me all the ones that are created under that profile. And let's say I'm just going to put them in order here, and I'm going to grab them, and I'm just going to take these here and then select choose selected. So I only grab those. Do you see that? Only grab those. But then what I'm going to do is, if I also created the same ones in this profile and this profile and even this profile or the next one, which you can see they're not created there, it will randomly choose between them all. So let me give you an example. If I chose 3 of these and I created my accounts for all 3, for Wikispaces it might choose it to submit it from the Penny file. Then for Wet Paint it would choose the CHRI profile, and then for LiveJournal it would send it to the BRY. And then over a 5-day period, it's not only randomizing what order it's in, but it's randomizing what profile it's taking from as well. So incredibly organic, incredibly natural looking. So what you always want to do, and I know the questions you're having, well, how many profiles do I need? You don't need any more than 5. And we'll get into that in the next video when we create the accounts. But my point I want to make out is that when you create these, each one of these mini campaigns to backlink, make sure that you have at least 3 to 5 profiles. You've created them all, and then you can just choose a selected one. So notice if I selected, I want to make sure this is crystal clear, if I select 20 bookmarking accounts and I select 4 profiles, it's not 4 times 20. You don't get 80 backlinks. It's still only 20 backlinks. But because I chose 4 different profiles, it's going to randomize those 20 backlinks between the different profiles. So again, this is a fantastic feature. Allows even more naturalization inside each one of these. So there you can see we've set up one layer of campaign. We're going to backlink it over the next 5 days. We're going to backlink from articles, blogs, we're going to bookmark it, and RSS. And again, if you choose 4 or 5 different ones, you can see how natural that happens. Now the next thing we want to do is create a second layer, which is going to backlink our backlinks. So with our blog, I don't know exactly because it didn't have a count here, but let's just say this is 50. There's 50 blogs. I might want to actually go into my WordPress blog, and I might want to backlink with that. So what I'm going to do is connect them. And when I connect them, what's going to happen is this is my second layer. So I want to backlink this with my WordPress blog, and then I'm going to, let's say, create an RSS feed as well. Let me just, sorry, I have a little trouble with my mouse. Here, there we go. And see, when I open that up, it's automatically going to grab my tags or my keywords. It's going to put a dynamic link in there, taking from the one in front of it. Now this is important. Let me just organize this one more time. Taking from the one in front of it. Now notice, when I open up this one, this dynamic link is taking from where? It's taking from the money site. But the WordPress blog is this dynamic link here is not taking from the money site. It's taking from the node in front of it. So as soon as the 5 days happens, all these blogs are going to be submitted, and let's say there's going to be 50 links to all my articles. So now all those 50 links are articles or blogs that are backlinking to the money site. But now what's going to happen is when I create these WordPress blogs and send this out and submit it, it's going to take the link from the blogs in front of it, and it's going to take the anchor text as well from the main site. So it's still taken from the anchor text here, but the links it takes from the node in front of it. So real important is you can see here that Magic Submitter organizes all this so you don't have to. So then the article directories, I just might want to bookmark that. These two, and so what I'm going to do is take two of these, and I'm going to organize it this way. Let's see here. And let me just organize. Good. So you can kind of see here that first 5 days is this, and the second 5 days is this. So right now I've got a campaign that's a total of 10 days. And you don't want to bookmark your bookmarks, okay? So now you could, if you wanted to, you know, I guess you could throw something else at it, but you don't need to go any farther than that. And then your RSS, again, is always going to be the last one. So that's really the campaign that we want to set up right now. And again, we could even go one more further, and we create a third layer if we wanted to. And now this would happen in a 15-day period. So hopefully, as I explain this several times in several different ways, it becomes a little bit clearer. And then we can actually, let's see, we're going to bookmark that. We can even RSS that as well. Now notice how big we're kind of getting here. And so this is why creating really great spun content is vital. So all you're going to have to do is, when I show you how to do this, is copy and paste. So let me just do a little scan here. Okay, so reiterate. This is layer 1, done in day 5. This is layer 2, done day 5 to 10. And this is layer 3, done 10 to 15 days. And if I change my submission site over a 10-day period, so it goes from 5 to 10, I'm going to click save. Now this is a 30-day campaign. This first layer is done the first 10 days. This is done in the second 10 days, and this is done in the third 10 days, which is day 20 through 30. Now, for some reason, if you wanted to connect the two, let's say you wanted to have this RS done with this blog within the first 5-day period. What you want to do is you want to click the arrow and then right click and click chained link. And a chain link is a red link that links it to the first layer. So if I was going to highlight this for you, this would be done in the first 10 days along with this one because it's got a chained link. I don't use chain links at all. We haven't seen any real value of switching that up as of yet, but so you can do that. So if you did this as well, chain link, then notice all of it turns chained, and now all this and all of this is done in the first 10 days, and then this one is done in the second 10 days. So this would be a 20-day campaign because we chained all these together. So just know if you end up going layers deep like that, you want to definitely create your campaign a little bit farther out. So those are this is exactly what you do. This is how you set it up. Very easy. Now that you understand a little bit more about what a node is, that it actually grabs the link in front of it. Now, another thing, so I can go back to this real quick. See this WordPress blog? Now, do you remember how many I said that you get in a WordPress blog? You get 3. So let's say you're just going to use 2. You would go in and you can actually grab this and copy and paste it now. Because what's going to happen is it's not going to use the link from the money site, is it? No, it's going to use 2 links from the blog. So when there's 50 there, this might be link 1 that pulls out from the blog. This will be link 2 that pulls out the blog. From the anchor text, it's still going to grab from the money site. So if you only got 1, both anchor texts will actually be in there. So just know that you can use multiple links, or what you might want to do is make this a static link. So if you want to push this right to the main page, the main site, HTTP main site, and then you want to put it, another anchor text there, or you want to put your anchor text as being a static one, so it's always going to be this every time it submits. So again, Magic Submitter gives you complete flexibility with what you want to do. Just don't miss out on getting a little bit more link juice just because the default has only got 1 link in it. And again, the same thing. If you want to create random accounts, so you can see here as I check off these, let me just show you real quick. See how I highlight this one and there's 3 that aren't working? And then I highlight this one and there's 4 that aren't working. So every time you highlight one, it will tell you what you've done and what you haven't done. So what I want to do here is I want to organize these, and just like before, I want to highlight them. Let's go all the way down, select chosen, and then if I choose this one, I choose this one, and I chose this one. So you can see here that if I highlight them, most of them all are the same. So then I can go through and it'll show me, well, it won't submit to that one obviously because that one didn't work, so I can go in and fix it if I wanted to. So as I submit with these WordPress, it's going to take this first one, article nair, and it might grab from the CHRI. Then it's going to go to the next one and grab from the penny high, and then the next one's going to be the BRY profile. Again, fantastic randomization over a long period of time, looking very natural, backlinking your backlinks, and in using an IP switcher so that your IP can't be traced. You're using one IP the entire time. And make no mistake about it, Google tracks your IP address. We've got so many evidences where we're using an IP address on a local level, and then one of our staff from India or the Philippines logs in and forgets to turn on their IP switcher, and then we get an alert from Google saying, we think you've had a break into your account. Here are the IP addresses. This IP address doesn't look like it belongs to you. So we know that Google's checking this stuff. So also part of the randomization, part of the naturalness of it, is for you to actually change your IP address as you do a lot of submitting as well too. So that's really it. This is an overview of how to set up a campaign, what the nodes are about, the dynamic links, how they support each other, the different layers, and how they actually submit. And so hopefully this gives you a really good idea of you just jumping in and playing around with it. And again, these dotted lines will go solid. And I'll just kind of fill this out real quick for you. Click Save. Oops, I didn't actually. I've got a couple here. Let me just uncheck them. I want to just check 2 of these and save it. Categories and in blue. I don't think I select anything with the category, but what I can do is just make sure my categories are updated. Article. There we go. Should have done that. Alright, so it's still the ones in blue font. What in the world? I don't think I've got anything checked with the blue font, do I? Yeah, I do. Zimbo. There it is down there. So I'm going to uncheck this one. Magic Submitter is so much smarter than me. Okay, so now you can see that it's no longer a dotted line. It's a solid line. And that means I've entered everything in and it's ready to go. And when you've entered everything in, you're ready to go. All you do is click Create Scheduled Task. And when you do that, what's going to happen is the submit status will end up being down here. The task created will end up being down here. And then the submitted links, link manager I was telling you about, the links will be right here. So you can keep track of everything. And then every time you click on a different node, once it's done. And again, when we get into the case study, you'll be able to see a lot more of this. Just know that each node has its own links it's submitted, and so it's all organized down here inside the campaign. So that's really it. Hope you had a great overview. So what I advise you do is just jump in real quick, click around, start creating some stuff, and we'll get taking the next step by going into showing you step by step how to create your accounts so you can create those random profiles and really look natural when you're submitting your content. We'll see you in the next training. Bye-bye.